You've been through storms nobody saw. You've cried in silence when the world kept laughing. You smiled in front of the world, but inside you were breaking into pieces. Let me tell you something right now. That pain, it ends here. That cycle, it breaks today. That version of you who kept getting hurt, ignored, abandoned, used, walked on, that version is gone. Today, a new you is rising. You've spent too long letting people have access to your peace. Too long allowing people to hurt you just because you love them. Too long blaming yourself for the way they treated you. But let me ask you something real. When did you decide that your worth would be measured by the ones who couldn't see it? When did you start believing that broken people had the right to break you too? Listen to me. Nobody and nothing will ever hurt you again, because starting now, you're no longer giving them the power to do so. You see, healing doesn't mean the pain never happened. It means the pain no longer controls your decisions. It means the past doesn't get to write your future. It means you can stand tall with your scars and say, this happened, but it didn't end me. You didn't survive everything you've been through to stay in chains. You didn't cry all those nights just to let another careless soul tear you down again. You've earned your freedom. And that freedom begins with this truth. Not everyone deserves access to you. You've been giving your peace away for far too long, not because you were weak, but because you were loyal, because you loved with your whole heart, because you believed in people even when they gave you every reason not to. You tolerated the disrespect. You made excuses for their behavior. You convinced yourself maybe they're just going through something, or maybe I'm too sensitive. But deep down you felt it. You knew they were draining your spirit. You knew they were disturbing your peace, and still you stayed. Still you tried to fix it. Still you put them before you. That ends now. You're no longer a sacrifice for people who wouldn't even lift a hand to help you. You're no longer going to bleed emotionally for those who can't even say, I'm sorry. That season of constantly being on edge, feeling small, walking on eggshells, begging for basic respect, that season is over. When you give people your peace, you give them your power. And when they hold your power, they can control you without even trying. That's why you're taking it back. That's why you're cutting off the access. That's why you're protecting your soul like your life depends on it, because it does. You are not obligated to entertain chaos just because it's familiar. You're not here to fix grown people who refuse to fix themselves. You are not required to carry burdens that were never meant to be yours. What they did to you wasn't your fault, but what you allow from this point on is your responsibility. Every time you say yes to things that disturb your peace, you're saying no to your own growth. Every time you allow toxic energy into your space, you're delaying your healing. So now you choose peace. You choose silence over arguments. You choose solitude over fake company. You choose truth over manipulation. Let them call you selfish, cold, distant. Let them talk, because they don't know what it cost you to get here. They don't know how many nights you cried. They don't know how you had to rebuild yourself piece by piece just to keep breathing. Your peace is not up for negotiation anymore. Your healing isn't on the table for compromise. The moment you stop trying to be everything for everyone, that's the moment you start becoming everything for yourself. And that version of you, that version is unstoppable. It used to be easy to let people in. You'd open your heart like a door without a lock. You'd welcome everyone, friends, lovers, even strangers, with the best parts of you. You'd give them comfort, support, attention, care. But now you see, some people only came to take. Some came just to feed off your light while offering nothing in return. They didn't care how drained you felt, as long as they felt better. And you kept giving. You kept loving them harder, thinking maybe that would change things, but it didn't. It just left you empty. It left you lost in a crowd of people who only showed up when they needed something. So now you're learning the art of silence, the power of walking away without announcing it, the strength in choosing your peace over fake love, over shallow friendships, over one-sided loyalty. You're not angry, you're just finally awake. You're not cold, you're finally aware. Your eyes are open now. And once you see what someone really brings into your life, chaos or calm, you can no longer pretend it doesn't matter. It matters. And from now on, you matter more. The old you would have apologized for setting boundaries. The old you would have second-guessed your feelings. The old you would have given second, third, fourth chances to people who never deserved the first, but not anymore. Not now. Now you understand that boundaries aren't walls. They're bridges to your peace. They're reminders that you don't have to be available for everyone every time. You're not a lifeline. You're not a fixer. You're not responsible for how others react to your growth. Let them call you different. Let them say you've changed. That's exactly the point. Growth is painful, but staying the same is lethal. You were dying in spaces where you couldn't speak your truth. You were suffocating in environments where being yourself was too much. So you shrank, you silenced yourself, you hid parts of your soul just to fit in. But now you're done. You're done shrinking for people who couldn't even reach your level. You're done making yourself small so others don't feel insecure. You're done being hurt and calling it love. And now you walk differently, not with arrogance, but with alignment. Because peace is not a place you find, it's a choice you protect. And that peace, it's priceless. It's waking up without anxiety. It's laughing without guilt. It's resting without fear of being judged. It's being alone and not feeling lonely. That kind of peace is what you've been fighting for. And if you have to lose people to gain it, then let them go. If you have to distance yourself to preserve it, then create space. If you have to be misunderstood to maintain it, so be it. Because once you taste peace, after years of chaos, you stop tolerating anything that threatens it. You stop answering calls that come with drama. You stop replying to messages that drain your spirit. You stop explaining yourself to people committed to misunderstanding you. You stop trying to be the hero in stories where you're only cast as the villain. That version of you, the peacemaker who keeps getting hurt, is gone.